Hey guys, how's it going? Daniel here. Today we're taking a look at the iPhone XS Max. Now, of course, we have it here in the new gold color. And like I did last year, I got the size I like the least with the color I like the least for the Max here. So as far as the box goes, right off the bat, you can see here that they've chosen to use this wallpaper, which they've just used different versions on every version of the phone. So let me bring the other boxes that we're gonna unbox later on. So you can see here, they've just chosen different colors of the planet there or whatever that is. But yeah, I find it a little bit untasteful for them to use that just because it hides the notch. And of course we all know it has a notch. So a little bit iffy business practices there. But of course they got to make it look like it's newer than last year's iPhone XS or iPhone X. So of course that's going to make it look like it's somehow better, I guess. It does make it look, I guess, more premium as far as the box goes, but yeah, I mean, nothing special there. Let's go ahead and open it up here. Of course, we have the same packaging as we always do. This rarely changes with Apple. We have the Apple stickers, quick start guide, and some other documentation in there. And yeah, nothing special. The special thing here is, of course, the color that a lot of people have been wanting since last year, and that is a gold phone. And you can see right off the bat there that it is a very almost light pinkish goldish color. So let me zoom in closer here so you guys can see it. And it's hard to see just how reflective it is, but let's remove this right here. And personally, I mean, I've said this in the past, I'm just not a big fan of Apple's choices in gold and rose gold in the past couple of years. This again is a mix between those colors. It's not fully gold, it's not like rose gold color, but there is definitely a slight pinkish or skin color to it, in my opinion. And you can kind of see it there. It's very light. I do kind of like the color on the side though, which is almost closer to a gold. And it looks really nice with the stainless steel like this. And it's very hard to see the color in video just because of how reflective it is. But I'll make sure to add some B-roll shots of this in different environments so that you guys can see exactly just how the phone looks under different lighting conditions. But of course, this is how it looks here with the desk. And let's put this off to one side, see what else is in here. We do get a normal charger, which isn't special. These phones do support quick charging and it'll get like 50% in 30 minutes. However, you'd have to buy a different adapter, kind of like ones from the MacBooks and stuff. So you would have to pay for that separately, which I think is insane now in 2018. We do have the same earpods we've always gotten and then a lightning cable. So nothing special, except for the fact this year we actually don't get a dongle like we used to before. So you can't use your normal headphones anymore, or you can, but you just have to buy the dongle separately, which I guess makes sense considering Apple's going for an all wireless future. But of course, if you still have a lot of headphones and stuff and you're paying $1,000 for a phone, you might want that to be included. But we can't expect things from Apple like this anymore. They've kind of gone away from their prosumer ideas to more of a corporate kind of money-making company. So you have to keep that in mind. They got to make a lot of money. And it doesn't make any more sense financially to keep including that dongle since they already did it before. So yeah, let's go ahead and boot this guy up and see how it is. Of course, this is the Max, and it's quite a bit larger than the normal XS and X. However, it's not very difficult to hold. I mean, this is basically the exact same size as the Plus models from the past couple of years. It's just that the screen goes all the way to the top and bottom. And what makes it hard here is that if you don't have pretty huge hands, you can't reach the bottom and you can't reach the top very easily without getting into positions where the phone might slip out of your hand. So in my opinion, this is definitely a phone for just somebody with large hands. Maybe a basketball player, I don't know, Shaquille O'Neal, someone like that might enjoy this phone, because if you have really huge hands, you need kind of a larger phone, of course, because anything else is just gonna look tiny. And this phone, while the screen is beautiful and large and everything, is just huge. So I think most people, even if you've liked the Plus models in the past, this is going to be a lot harder to handle just because you have to reach up for things here in the OS. And I'm going to go ahead and set this up just so we can take a look at the operating system. All right, so while we're setting this guy up, I thought I'd bring out some cases here that the folks at Totally sent out. And basically these are very thin, minimal cases. And the great thing about this is we can stack them into each other. So we have the 10S here, the 10R, and the 10 Max, or 10S Max. And you can see just the size difference. I mean, each one nests inside of the other one pretty well here. So you can see just how much larger it is. And for most people, I think the 10S, the normal 10S, is the best size to go, or just the 10, just because it's easier to reach the edges, even though it is more expensive than the 10R. And yeah, you can just kind of get an idea there of the exact sizes and how, you know, much bigger they are in terms of screen real estate. But just wanted to show you guys that. I also have a couple of other cases here to put on the phone just so we can see exactly how it looks with cases. So let's bring these out real quick and keep going here with the setup. All right, so I've just finished setting up iOS, and of course this comes with iOS 12 and has all the new features and everything, the new way to navigate. You don't have a home button anymore. So if you're new to that, it does teach you that in the setup, which is nice. Overall, of course, the screen looks amazing. It's an OLED display. Things are gonna look great. The battery life on this is gonna be an hour and a half more than the normal 10, and about an hour more than the new 10S. So yeah, it does have a larger battery, which is good. And let's go ahead and put it here in cases just so you guys can see how they look. It's always nice to see how they look in cases. And for example, this is a slightly rugged case. The folks at Incipio sent these over, which thanks to them. So if you plan on buying cases, I highly recommend them just because they're really nice to send these over. But yeah, this rugged case makes this incredibly much harder to hold this phone and harder to navigate. I mean, I have slightly large hands, definitely not large considering the amount of people out there that have like huge hands, but I cannot reach, you know, every part of the OS without shifting my hand over, which I heavily dislike doing just because over time it does, you know, make you just move around and you're like moving it around like this. You want to reach over, then you have to turn it, etc., etc. It just doesn't become a very easy to use thing. So I highly recommend don't get this phone. I mean, especially for the price, it's not, in my opinion, I don't think you should pay $1,100 for this phone. But I mean, if you have huge hands, this is definitely a device to get. But let's go ahead and move on to the next case. All right, so let's see the see-through pink case, which kind of matches the back, which is slightly pink. And see how it looks there. And that actually kind of fixes the color. For me, I actually think that it looks better with the case on. It kind of gives it a nice pink tone and fixes that kind of shade of like skin or cream that it has on the normal glass back. And yeah, it looks really nice. I actually rather like it like that, especially because you can see some of that gold kind of accents around the camera, and you can see the gold, especially down here at the bottom, and slightly through here you can see the gold as well. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I mean, it's very simple. I'm not gonna go over the OS or anything. I already kind of did that in a previous video, which you guys can check out down below in the description. One more case for good measure, just because we have it here, and why not? It's a snap-on case, a thin one. And let's see here, I kind of put it on the wrong way. And you can see it there. Nothing special, but that's how it would look. Of course, these thin cases don't add much bulk to the device, so they don't make it as hard to use as maybe, you know, especially this one right here, but also this one. This one's a little bit more bulky than the one we have right here. But yeah, guys, this is the iPhone XS Max. It's available now for $1,100, and yeah, it comes with 64 gigabytes of base storage on the $1,100 model. If you go up $100 more, you can get 256 gigabytes, which, I mean, if you're already spending this amount of money, you should go for the 256, which I've said it in the past, it's a very shady business practice to do 64 and then 256. It's just silly. It should just be 128, 256, and then 5, whatever they have. But yeah, iPhone XS Max. The screen is, of course, beautiful, and if you already like iPhones and everything, you know, of course we do. I wanted to mention that. Yeah, we do, of course, have the notch up there. Just the wallpaper makes it look like the notch is completely gone, and like this is a full screen phone. But of course, remember, it's not. When you go into any app that has a white top or anything like that, you're going to see that notch, and it is going to be there, taking up a little bit of the screen, which I could have bet money last year that we wouldn't see it this year, but Apple has surprised me by pulling that again, and you know, sending out a refreshed model of last year's phone with some new spec bumps and stuff. I didn't mention any of the features that they've added. I mean, they've added some camera features here to like change the focus of the pictures and stuff. Nothing special, nothing that would make this worth buying over maybe the 10 from last year if you're looking into a phone and everything. These phones are absurdly expensive, and just remember that a $600 phone or a $500 phone will pretty much accomplish everything this phone can do, and you're paying extra for, you know, of course, having the latest specs, some new features, and at the end of the day, a lot for that Apple logo. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at RMRDNL, and I'll get back to you there, or just in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.